Suicide Squad watchers in the audience, you probably noticed a major change in one of the core relationships, Harley and Joker. So in the movie Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn and the Joker, to use their full names, have a really interesting relationship, but it differs significantly from the canon Harley Quinn-Joker relationship in the comics, in the original animated series, in that it's a lot more palatable, I would say.
Yeah.
So, for instance, in the comics, there's one specific instance where the Joker actually kills Harley. He shoots her right in the stomach. There's another time where Harley mentions that she had the Joker's baby, and she just wandered away for a year to have the baby. The baby's with her sister, and when she came back, he didn't even notice she was gone. When you play the video games like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Harley is expendable to the Joker. She's a crony. She's maybe a head crony, but she's still just a crony, just a tool. And what's really interesting about Harley isn't that she's, this powerful woman, like Wonder Woman. She's not realized. She's tragic. She loves this guy so much, and he could not give a shit about her.
Yeah.
And it's so intriguing and interesting and sad and dramatic, but it wouldn't necessarily play out, I would say, in a mainstream movie where you're introducing this character for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's massively different.
It's hard. It's not impossible. It's hard. And there's one thing that, and that's where the rubber meets the road, is they could have figured it out. I'm sure they could have figured it out. It just would have been difficult. And I'm not a professional screenwriter, but I think it would have been super rewarding if there were a way to very effectively communicate the nature of that relationship, as it is in the comics.
There's hints. I mean, like in the movie, there's like red flags, but there's not. I mean, we do know that there were several Joker scenes cut, and including one in which the Joker tries to kill Harley. But what we see in the final product is he's always chasing after her. He's always using his resources to get her. There's even a moment where it seems like they might both die, so he pushes her away to not die. I'm trying not to spoil it. Okay,
well,
they're in a plane.
Yeah, it's
he
better.
pushes her out onto a roof, and he seemingly goes down with the plane.
Right. So that's the.
He would never do that in the comics or the animated show.
This is a product of something good that's happening in movies that's just hard for that I think Warner's and everyone involved in the film is just reacting to in the wrong way. There's a way, especially if you're just introducing a character, where something in the history, if you want to humanize it, something in the history of Harley and the Joker has made it so he is the worst person to her he could possibly be.
It's not a good relationship. You should never say, "Oh, I want a relationship like that." It's not redeemable. It's terrible.
But you can still make it
not relationship goals.
But right now, where movie studios is at a place, a better place where it's like, let's have good, strong female characters. And now they are applying that to, and you see movies that do it the right way, and movies that do it just because this is what we have to do. These movies seem to make money. The female audience is paying for films now. Let's go do that.
Well, the funny thing is when Harley Quinn is like a fully actualized character in her own right, when she is a strong female character, it's when she's away from the Joker.
Right.
It's when she realizes she has self-worth and that she can do things on her own and that she has value.
But
it's not something you see in the relationship.
Yeah, you can just hear like the critics being like, I don't like this Harley Quinn character. Why are they making her go back? Why is she so weak and terrible and going back to this guy who she only defines herself positively when she's around him, even though it's the worst thing for her? But like, yeah, there's one way to read a dynamic like that and write a dynamic like that that is terrible and makes her a weak character. But there's also a way to do it out there, and that's why they pay you the big bucks to write the movies and produce the movies, where you got to figure that puzzle out so that it's good and people want to see it without jeopardizing what a lot of people find as compelling in the source material.
I mean, it's also like you have to keep in mind there are people who watch the movies and are fans of the movies, but don't necessarily pay attention to outside media. So this would be their first introduction to the character, and they want to make it as marketable as possible. They want that Hot Topic money.
Right.
You know?
There's leaked scenes about the Joker and Harley Quinn and their relationship and how the studio seemed to be like fixing stuff. But when you read criticisms of the film, people are like, Harley Quinn's a standout. Like, she is my favorite
Margot Robbie
character.
does a good job
in the movie.
I mean, the accent is a little all over the place for me, but when she does it right, she does it right. But yeah, I mean, the character is different. I don't know if this will maybe become the definitive version of Harley Quinn and the Joker and their relationship together, because we do have now decades of material, maybe not full decades from judging from where this started, but a lot of material backing this up. And now we have this one that is shown in a huge way. I don't know if maybe the comics would bend to maybe fit it more. I doubt they would, actually, now that I think about it. But it's a difficult, I mean, what makes her so interesting is so hard to articulate, because she's not a role model. She has something in her that's vulnerable and weak and just truly, truly tragic. And she's great to watch, but it's not necessarily something that's great, you know?
Right, because there's a way that it's like maybe we look back on the comics in a long time and go, oh my God, that was the worst thing we could do. There was something at the core that was just so misogynistic and terrible, and what message are we sending to like women?
I mean,
that this is just for boys to have the hope that there could be just like this girl that you victimize and you get away with it because she's so weak.
What I'm looking forward to is Poison Ivy showing up and the two of them going on hijinks and adventures.
Right.
They're a good combo. Be they friends or more than friends.
Yeah, I just think that Suicide Squad should be an R-rated movie.
It should be.
And it was only for money, which they got that they made it a PG-13 movie or whatever the PG ratings are.
Yeah, that's
now,
the one.
But screw that shit, man. You've got big budget tentpole movies. Deadpool proved you could do an R-rated movie that's successful as long as you have the right spirit to it. Suicide Squad was a great opportunity to do something like that and get like goodwill from people who are going there looking for a raucous, fun movie that's badass, and they just kind of whiffed on it. And I don't like it.
I mean, we might see more in the future.
I didn't see it.
I think the way that it's wrapped is maybe there could be a Harley and Joker movie standalone. Maybe we'll see them both in a Batman-related film in the future.
Right.
It's different. I wouldn't say it's necessarily negative, this portrayal. Well, I mean, negative in the sense that the portrayal is different, not in the sense that it actually is a negative thing, because it is a negative thing to be in an abusive relationship. But it's interesting to explore that dynamic and ideas together. It's interesting. Audience, did you like this depiction of Harley Quinn and the Joker better than the original? Let us know below in the comments, and please like and subscribe for more Puddin'.